episode of the Universes Academy podcast. Today, it might look a little different for you. It's just myself, Ryan Kraft, and the co-host today, and also prize guest, Chris Smith of Top 16 fame is here with me to talk about his provisional experience. How's it going, Chris?
It's good, Ryan. But like prize guest, I'm just more like the fourth Beatle. So,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just
that's
I'm
true.
just I'm just one of the boys, man. I'm just one of the boys. So
I can keep giving you titles like prize guest, fourth Beatle. You already have UFS dad.
yeah,
Um,
I do.
Elvis.
Yeah.
You can be the Elvis,
Yeah.
the predecessor to the Beatles, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just
Yeah.
we'll throw whatever titles come up, man. You don't have to have
Okay.
just one. You can have
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, true. I mean, if I ever play standard and get a card, I guess that could be my flavor text, all the titles. That would be
Yeah.
hilarious. Or
Well, you used to.
just be my text box. I wouldn't have any abilities. It would just be a 730 and just have no powers whatsoever. So
Yeah, that'd be okay. And I guess all the titles also works. Didn't you guys used to have like championship belts and stuff? Like
Yeah,
those kind of
yeah, back
titles.
in
It
the
could be
day.
like a
Hmm.
double entendre, man. There you go.
Oh boy, we love those. We love those.
So
Um,
you played
yeah,
the we all played this webcam event, the
yes, we
webcam
did.
provisional.
Yes, we did.
Me and
Yep.
Matt already talked about our experiences and how we sucked
Mhm.
on the last episode.
You guys didn't suck. You did really well, and then your deck said, "I hate you for treating me really bad."
Yeah,
So
essentially, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what.
And Matt actually did pretty good. He was like
Yeah,
top 30, like not
yeah. He
bad.
fought back. I know that he was struggling a little bit, and then he ripped off a bunch of wins, and then he ended up like 5-2-1. So he was like
Yeah,
one win away from being top 16, which is really good considering that he had just basically picked the deck up that morning or the night before.
yeah.
So
He literally never play tested a single
yeah,
game. He like
yep,
messaged us like Friday night and was like, "Anybody want to play test?" And I was like, I was doing stuff. I didn't even see his message
yeah,
until like 11
yep,
p.m. And he was like,
sure.
"Oh, I just did some solitaires and it seems good. I'll just play it tomorrow."
I mean, it's just the bird. The bird, like I guess, like the nitty gritties for the bird. You may need to get like your reps in, but for the most part, you're like, oh, orange card, cool. Oh, blue card. Oh, orange card. Oh, blue card. You're dead.
Yeah,
So
yeah. The
it's just
epitome of orange card, blue card, right there.
yeah. And then he goes, and then like on your episode, I don't know when this is coming out. So the episode this week, which would be the 20th of April,
Yeah,
he was like, yeah, I cited in both or one or both copies of Ice Storm. It's like you weren't maining all four anyways. What are you,
yeah,
man? Crazy?
yeah.
I was just
He
like, you
talked about
silly
that.
man.
He was like,
Yeah,
"I
he
would if
did.
I could go back, I would just put 4 of those in the main."
Like,
And I'm
why
like, "Yeah,
not?
probably you should have done that. I wish I could have told you to do that beforehand."
I know, right? Maybe we should have helped him play test. He would have,
Yeah, yeah. We that's something we got to do better at, man. It's hard to even find
Sure.
time to play the game, much less find time to play
Mm.
tests.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy the last 3 to 6 weeks, I guess, in the game because there's been multiple provisionals. There's been an in-person provisional. There's been multiple news blurbs about the set dropping and all that stuff. It's just been like a rip roaring few 3 month weekend. I'm just tripping over my words right now. It's been crazy.
Every
So
unit of time you can imagine has been ripping roaring, and
yeah,
it's been crazy.
yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. And this weekend, the 16th, no, the 23rd is finally the first weekend without like an event happening. I know because I think they have PAX East. I think Jelly's
Yeah,
there this week. And I think they're there in an official capacity, actually. So that's kind of
yeah.
cool. It's the first time I think they've ever been there with a booth, at least. So that's
I saw
cool.
they
So it
were.
means more eyes on it.
Yeah, I saw they were giving out like if you came and demoed the game for them, you could get like plus ultra packs for free, which is cool.
Oh, well. Okay, well, I have to see you in a few days because I'm gonna go drive and get free plus ultra packs.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's worth it, man. But hey,
Worth it. I don't need it. I don't need any of it. I want my provisional stuff. Give me my
Yeah,
provisional stuff.
it's on the way
Um,
soon. TM.
yeah, I know that was like a big thing this week too. With people, they've had a shakeup in their shipping department, so
Yeah.
stuff's coming to people eventually. I know Marcus from Omaha. He said he finally got his email confirmation for his stuff today. So that means it's coming, people. So hold tight. And you people who are overseas, it's going to take a little bit longer due to international shipping sucks. So it sucks. So just
Yeah.
hold tight. Hold tight.
Yeah, I know it sucks to wait on stuff you paid for or you won, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna
Well,
like go anywhere. It's coming. Just
well,
it's taking some time.
Well, I mean, the people who pre-ordered set one waited 2 years for it. So, I mean, what's a couple months for a couple packs, you know? So,
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true.
so, but
So
yeah,
yeah. You played what? You
so the
played All Might 3 up in this thing?
yeah, just kind of backtrack. I played that in Omaha to a 4-2-1 record. I went in. So I just felt like that weekend I was just talking with Tyler on the ride home in between my not talking because I had a massive headache. I think I was like, man, I'm running it back this weekend. I'll make some tweaks. It was that close to topping, and I made some changes. It was going into to Omaha Provisional. I was more of a momentum greed type deck. I played plus ultras. I played velocity punches. I played gifts from mom. I pummels mainboarded. I was using momentum, or as my buddy Corey Hicks says, abusing momentum as much as possible
Yeah.
because you can get some really, really powerful effects. But if you, those who watched my on stream match in Omaha in round one saw me draw a million cards every turn because I was fishing for plus ultras because the deck depended on that type of stuff and it wasn't coming. So I had the thought, well, instead of trying to rely on stuff like that, let's just go with a solid attack lineup and try to overwhelm people with stats. And I talked to Tim Keefe about it, and he was like, well, try this, like heroic strike. Heroic strike with +4 damage from Texas Smash is a beating to people. And if I would have had that combo, I would have won my top 16 match because I left my opponent at 4 in the last game going into his turn. So yeah, but I added some more damage reduction. So I made more of a damage reset, and because I sighted in, you're so obvious
Yeah.
every game. So there was no point. Kind of like the whole Matt and Ice Storm thing. Why, if I'm
Yeah.
sighting them in every game, why aren't they just main boarded?
Right.
And so I changed some stuff from 4 ofs to 3 ofs and threw that stuff on the side and then swapped it in and out as needed. Um, the attack lineup changed a wee bit. I added back in Harden Chop. Yeah, Harden Chop is kind of anti All Might 3 because they have to discard, but you're able to cycle face down. So if you commit with All Might, you can cycle that face down to a ready face down. And
Mm-hmm.
then also, people don't block that card. They eat
Yeah.
7 to 8 damage every time, and I will take that. Or they get rid of 2 cards, and then I beat their face in with like this 4 attacks
Yeah.
I have in my. So it's kind of a neat kind of mind game you have to play with your opponent with that card. And then heroic strike was just it's almost like the attacker version of like a weird creepy realization because you
Yeah.
could have as many cards in your card pool and you tap their board down instead of gaining plus or minus on damage. So
Yeah. That
it's
card's
a
a beating.
weird. Yeah, that card really overperformed for me in Omaha. I played it as a 1x and I played it every time I had it and it always tapped 2 to 3 cards. And it
Yeah.
was just like, boom, I gotcha. And then this time I actually chained a couple. I played an attack. I played Texas Smash into one, played a Texas Smash into another. And that's how I won one game. And I was like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's
But yeah,
savage.
yeah, it's very, very potent. It's a very potent card.
Oh
It
yeah.
sucks if you're playing against the mirror because you don't want to tap anything because it can't be fixed on board. So
Yeah, you just gotta
yeah.
fight through that, man. Like if
Oh
you're tapping
yeah, I
3 to
know,
like
but
give them 1, like, hey man, it's
yeah,
cool.
I know. It's a situational type thing. So
Yeah.
if they only have one up, I don't think I'm doing anything anyway. I'm not using the enhance anyway, so because they're not going to block it because it's going to be a 4 plus whatever speed they have in their hand.
Yeah, and like backpedaling to Hardened Shop, man.
Yeah.
I ain't ever blocking that card. That card may as well say unblockable when you're playing against me.
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah.
I normally am not
Yeah.
holding enough blocks to like block that and also block 2
Mm-hmm.
more attacks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather
Yeah.
just take the 8, 9, whatever, and just like survive
Sure.
off the other stuff.
Yeah. Reverse throw, reverse throw is like a 4 of staple in that character because he's like one of the easiest characters to get to that 9 damage.
Yeah.
And I had gifts from mom in my deck still, and I was using momentum like every time I had, I was like boom, three damage, boom, 3 damage, and I won a game in my top 16 game because I used gifts from mom twice because I was able to snap momentum and use it. And I think people are sleeping on that card a little bit. Yeah, it's not as flashy as like Plus Ultra or
Mhm.
Pummel, but it's it's over time. It's solid damage on throws. It gets you to that 4, that 5, to that the odd number that you want. So on half blocks, they're
Yeah,
taking one more than normal.
I think that card's been on like a little bit of a roller coaster because in the first provisional, like the
Oh
Shane
yeah,
Tony deck
yep,
was playing it,
yep. You're right. You're right.
and then a lot
Yep.
of people started playing it after like Hiroshima won that provisional, and then people just
Mm-hmm.
quit playing it again for whatever reason. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that card's
Yeah.
totally fine. It's just it's not like an exciting card when you look at it. You know?
No, it's a good one or two of in index. It's one of those neat kind of niche cards that if you need that extra damage or whatever, it's there.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
But yeah,
So
I started. I didn't test. I didn't play it all that week. Coming into the tournament this past weekend. I was like, man, I played enough games last weekend. I'm just taking a break, and then um, started out with the tie against a Chaco 2. Um, it was a rough game because we both built into like 15 foundations game one because we weren't drawing attacks, which is really hilarious. Then we just drew because time, and then round two I played a Toru siding into Asui. Water's Good's worst matchup. It just is because of the
yeah,
breaker blocks, and as All Might, you really want to try to chain as many attacks in a turn, and breaker blocks multiple times over and over do not help you. So yeah, round three, my opponent did not. Wait, round three was sorry was Eraserhead. It was my hero meta. Kevin, he's a content creator. Shout outs to him. He wanted to scoop after game one so we can go to lunch. I mean, he can go get food. I'm like, dude, just play it out, man. We could talk about your deck afterwards. Because All Might just wrecks Eraserhead
yeah,
even if because he erased me every attack I had. It was just I was just putting stats on. I was just throw, Texas smash, throw, and until set two, Eraserhead has no throw hate, and he just dies. So that was a quick 2-0. So we talked about his channel and stuff like that, and I asked him about decisions he made because he's a newer player. So
hmm
I didn't want him to go away feeling kind of sour, getting 2-0, and because he really liked Eraserhead, and so we kind of talked about his deck and just different ways he could have done things differently or plays that he could have done. And he was just, we were just chit chatting, just hanging out. Round four, no opponent, so 2-0 no show into lunch, baby. It's
nice.
the best. It was an extra lunch break. It was fantastic.
I think I
Um,
also I also basically had no opponent that round because I think I beat my opponent in like 10 minutes in that round. So I'm right there with you, man.
sure, okay, yeah. I remember you saying something like that on Discord. It's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's like awesome. Um, Round five, I played a Shigaraki. I hate playing against that character as All Might because I love to partial block with All Might. You can, you DR some, you use like a harden or a resistance, or even like the power of friendship if it's a fury attack. And then you partial block and take like one, but Shigaraki makes you take 6 on a one, so that's not really good. And so it's usually a weird race because you're trying to kill them as fast as possible before they start hitting. They ping you every time because obviously they're playing float combo or
Mm.
touch decay or anything to get a card through. They just do. I also he was also my only dupe character I fought all day. I faced a Shigaraki later on, which is kind of weird because of how many All Mights, Ochako ones, Asuis, even
Right.
Sato had a big showing. But I guess we had like 200 and something people, so I guess it's really not that weird that I only faced one Duke character.
Odds were
Um,
so low to hit a second Shigaraki.
yeah, very weird, very weird. I played in Ochako one off a life in round six. Um, Planning ahead won me that game because planning ahead says I delete an attack every turn
Yeah.
because we was all highs. So it was hilarious because I was just like, I'll call high. And then he'd play an attack and he would just eat it. And I'm just like, sweet. So it was kind of like having a free block in my hand the entire game, which
Yeah.
is kind of nice, especially against a deck that wants to loop Meteor Shower and use Amphibious Ambush to like loop attacks over and over and over again. So,
So I did a quick
yeah,
look before you go on.
yeah, yeah.
It actually was not that uncommon to play Shigaraki. There was 11 of them in the tournament, which is
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay,
just as many as
that's cool.
Sato and
Oh, weird. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah,
Maybe
kind
because
of wild.
maybe they were in that weird the one X1 and 1 bracket where
Yeah,
we all were just called lumped together, so they were just changing places up and down, up and down.
yeah, I could see that.
Um, I played in Osawee in round 7. It was one of Marcus's teammates in Minnesota. Um, I won in 3 games. Really, really tight match. Dude was really good. I believe his name is Taylor Joy. Very
Yeah,
good player. I asked him what they had in the water in Minnesota because they had never. I don't like no one for as far as I know played in Minnesota in the old game. And he goes, "Well, we have 10,000 lakes, so something's probably in it." So I was like, "That's a good one, dude."
yeah,
So yeah, shout outs to the Minnesota crew, dude. They came to play. Marcus winning the Omaha one, and then they were playing this weird Oswee monstrosity this weekend, so that was just really weird
yeah.
and cool. Um, Shigaraki last round, my win again, second week in a row, a win in, which I really need to stop doing that because it's too much stress on my old heart. It's very too much stress. Fun fact: I actually had sent this guy cards because he was looking for promo pack characters like Amina and Soji and Ojiro, and I just sent them to him for free. I was like, "Here, dude, just pay it forward whenever you get copies. Send them to someone who doesn't need them." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, you're the guy who sent me cards." And I'm like, "Oh, are you playing those today? Because I have a rule that if I trade you cards, you can't use them against me." So, but no, he was playing Shigaraki, and really close matchup. 3 games. I lost the die roll, so going second against Shigaraki really sucks. It just does. But I end up pulling it out. He blew me out in game 2. It was just like it was no contest. Like he destroyed me. But game 3, I started cycling. Hardened Jab was MVP because I would use Bonds of Friendship, pick up Bonds of Friendship, play it at the end of my turn, or have Manly Passionates where I can block his highs or partial block things and bring them down to use them on other attacks. And he was talking to someone, I believe, in Discord, or he chatted on someone's YouTube video. Andrew was telling me about. It's like, yeah, I lost to Bonds of Friendship in my winning in the provisional this weekend
Yep.
because it's really funny because when that card was first previewed, everyone was like, "Who cares about -3 damage on a Fury?" Because in the old game, Furies were few and far between. It wasn't an entire archetype,
Yeah. Not
and
anymore.
now it's a complete archetype. So it's just that card. It's a 1/6 with a high block. That card's
Yeah.
always going to see. It's
Yeah.
always
Everything
going to be
about
good.
that card is like statted insane. It's
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is. And then I got to top. I was in 10th place after top 16 was called. 6-1-1. Went from 1-1 to 6-1-1. It was crazy.
What a ride that was.
I thought it was gonna after that loss. I was so tilted. I probably tilted myself on it. I probably really didn't need to be tilted, but I'm pretty sure I tilted myself so bad. I actually thought I was done. Like I was like, well, I'll lose my next match and I'll be done. And no, I didn't. I won. And I'm just like, well, I guess I'll keep playing. I'm 1-1-1 and see what happens. And
Mm-hmm.
6 wins later, it's just like I ran 6 wins in a row, and it's just like okay.
And then into the
Yeah.
top 16 you went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find out that I'm paired against mirror match Jacob DiNardo, and I figured we have the mirror match, and I'm just like, well, can't be that much different than my deck, And then I don't sleep really well because I'm excited and nervous, and I keep thinking about what do I do in this? What's it? It's like the gamer brain. You just start focusing on everything except trying to go to sleep,
I think
So
you were putting messages in our Discord at like 6, 8, 5
3.
a.m. or something. Something.
Nah, I
Yeah.
was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, dude. I was up at 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just
That's
like,
rough,
well,
man.
yeah, and I needed to do things in the house. I needed to do housework anyway, so it's like I was up at 5. My wife was up at 5, and I just started doing housework, and then just started focusing. And I was just like, well, we'll see what happens. Um, broke serve, which is crazy because I only won 2 die rolls all day on Saturday,
Yeah.
which is nuts. Which I'll get into in a second about why I think All Might's like the greatest turn 2 character in the game right now. So going second character, I should say. Broke serve. One really close game. I was at 7 and I was at 5, and I was able to kill him because he was just aggro the hell out of me every turn. He would just play 4 or 5 attacks, capture evildoers, another couple attacks. Like if he checks a 6, if you watch the video and he plays 5% full cowling, he checks a 6, he wins because I don't have a low block, and I can't block it because I have a 2 in my pool and I'm tapped. But if he checks a 6 there, he wins that game. It was a very valid play. It was like, well, I die if I don't play it. If I don't play it, and he dies anyways. If he fails it, or if he doesn't play it, he dies because I kill him on my turn. So he has to play it. Yeah, he has to give himself a shot. And if he checks a 5, he checks a 6, checks a 6. And he didn't. So going into game 2, I'm feeling pretty good, right? Like I broke serve. I'm going second again, which I'm obviously good at because I was going second all day. Yeah. And I was just like, well, let's see what happens. And there was a point in that turn where I check a specialist, the sound, and I see a resistance on top of my deck. I believe I have 2 cards in hand. I have to watch the video, but maybe my brain's kind of fuzzing it. I don't need to draw that card, but I want to breaker block him on his second attack to make it harder. Granted, hindsight being 2020, he played Capture Evildoer, so the breaker didn't matter anyways. Mm-hmm. But I check a 3 after I draw that. I draw that resistance, then I check a 3, which is even worse, is because if I check that 5, I don't tap my board. I have defense to stop the rest of his attacks. Mm-hmm. And then I also draw that, and then I could draw that Texas Smash into my hand to kill him on the backswing because I left him at 4. And then he killed me on the next turn. So, and then I would have won and then gone to top 8, whatever. So that's one mistake. And then 2, in the final turn on his turn in game 3, I don't block his reverse throw with Harden. I block it with self-sacrifice for the damage reduction after building. But if I would have done Harden -2 partial block, his attack would have left me at 1. And then he would have to check a 5 on another attack to kill me. And then it gives me a shot. So, hindsight being 2020, whatever. So, but I'm not mad about losing because I was like, man, I went on an incredible run. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I usually don't top. Towards the end of my UFS career, I started topping more and more because I played a deck for like a year and a half. Like I just played it. So that could be something that for newer players, like, don't bounce around characters. If you really want to get good with someone, just get good with someone and play them forever. Which is why I'm thinking about just maining him in set 2 as well, because he's still really good because he draws a million cards. And that's why I think he's like the best going second character, because he can build his entire hand or 5 and have 1. Well, you'd have 2 going second. So you'd have, you have 2 going second. Then your opponent attacks you, you commit, you have 4 cards in hand now. It's like you can stem that turn 2 aggression or that turn 3 aggression. Granted, you're not going to probably stop an Oswey from blitzing you out if they get the hottest hand on earth, but there are ways to, survive with him. Yeah. Which is good. Yeah. She also has to do over 30 health, especially if you have DR on board. So
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like if you can build your deck to build 5 or 6 on turn 1, and then you just block the frog lashings, and they have to do 30 damage outside of those. I think you can survive more than any other character can.
Yeah, especially if I know you guys were talking, I believe on the pod about you just eat everything leading up to the frog lashings. So that's why you use resistances. You use your self-sacrifices, your DRs, just to reduce damage, which is why I'm excited about the Tetsu Foundation. Yeah, it's only 1 damage per turn, but it's something, right? It puts down partial blocks to lower than it can be. So I'm very excited to see the tools that character gets, because I'm also excited for joint assault offensive, whatever the SR is called. I'm really excited for that because I get to double dip on All Might's Enhance, and that's going to be hot.
So what did you think your weakest matchup was with
it was round 2 easy.
Just all
it
water,
was round
any water.
It was water. Yeah. Okay. I faced it was an Oswey water that I did face in round 7, but he wasn't running wall cling, he wasn't running creepy. He was running classmate introduction. So it was more of an aggressive type build more than the standard water. I'm going to block you forever. This deck wanted to kill you on turn 2 is what it was, and he just couldn't do it.
So what do you do in that matchup? Do you just try and play more aggressive to just kind of get them low before they can really build up a big wall, essentially?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what would happen. I would have to eventually, I have to try to blitz them out as fast as possible. It's just very difficult when you're facing a breaker 2 block almost every turn. So your Texas Smash combos aren't going to go off as much, but I think you just can't rely on that. You're going to have to maybe play a foundation, then maybe play like a hardened jab to reset that face down that you had to tap to play it, So it's just a different matchup. And I think you hold all your high blocks. You eat every other thing other than frog lashing. You just block it. You just eat everything. Oh, a tongue whip for 9, I'll take it. It's just like, okay. It's like you just kind of have to, because frog lashing will do like 20 something damage to you, and you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, it just kind of eats your life bar, and it doesn't feel good while it's doing it.
There was a couple games during Saturday. I was like, I'll eat 13. I was just like, they're like, what? I'm like, well, you're going to play another attack, and I don't want to die to that. So I'm going to eat 13 and block the one that would kill me.
Yeah.
So as an older player, not like older as an adult, I mean, as a human, I mean, just older as in the game.
Yeah, I mean, both are true.
Both are true. They're the same picture. You learn to use your life as a card in a way. Like, you're not blocking, air quotes, per se, but you're just eating it to save a card in your hand, because as I believe Matt has said multiple times, if it's not going to kill me, I'm not going to block it if I don't have to.
Yeah. Or the only life point that matters is the last one.
Very true.
I mean, same thing. Yeah.
Unless once Stain gets into the game, that's different, because now you don't want to be at 1, you want to be at 2 if he leaves, because you don't want to get pinged by that last piece, that one last little damage. People are going to die to that, and they're going to be like, what happened? I'm like, I burn you for 1 after you take damage to go to 1.
Oh man, he's just going to beat people to death with electric jolt, just ping, ping, ping.
Ping, 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 ping. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, you have, if you're at 2 against that character, you lose to electric jolt. You just lose instantly.
Jolt's not a weapon, right? So you can't use his ability on it, but still, you can play them together.
No, you can. No, because it gives it +1 speed, right? And it says then if this attack deals damage. I don't remember his actual wording, because I don't pay attention to anything until it comes out.
Yeah, fair enough. It says your weapon attack gets +1 damage if it deals damage.
Okay, so it needs to be a weapon attack. So Jolt won't do it, but Jolt will put them to it right in range. Yeah. We'll put him in range for sure. Yeah, which is scary in its own right.
Stain's gonna be fun, but So did you have any like final thoughts about the provisional?
Yeah, I want to shout out
All Might for the next 4 sets.
Yeah, I know, right? I want to shout out all my opponents. Even the guy who tilted me really bad. It's still you played a really good game, dude. No sweat there. Thank you, round 4 opponent, for not showing, for giving me a super extra long lunch break. Appreciate it. I want to thank the chef at Shez Smith for that wonderful sandwich and yogurt cup. That was great. I want to shout out my boys, Matt Childress, Ryan Kraft, for with me all day long, cheering me on. We were cheering on each other. We were like, oh, sick plays, back and forth in the Discord. We'd immediately hop back into the UA Discord to talk about our matches, which was awesome, because it felt like fun. we were there in person, because that's what you do, like, right? When you're in an in-person event, you meet up with your friends, you talk about your sick plays or your sick beats, and then I had a great time, man. It was a fun event. Granted, when you're winning, you're always having fun, right? It's just just the way it is. As Ozzie Guillen said, fun is winning and winning is fun. So that's basically what it is. So as a baseball reference, Matt and Ryan, Tim Keefe would get that if he listens to this.
I would get it in my sleep.
I don't know. I think the event was run pretty well. The new, like Matt said on your guys' podcast, that website's awesome. The new website they use, there's a few kinks. Yeah, whatever. The thing's only like a month and a half old, so
we can never go back to pre-online pairings. Just never go back.
No, never. You can't. They have closed the door on that. So, and we used that in Omaha, and it worked awesome. It was great because they were like, pairings are up. Boop. You didn't have someone and you didn't have like 50 people in a line looking at a little small sheet of paper on a wall. You just find your seat and go. The search function kind of stinks because I tried to find myself in round one when there's like 100 and something tables, or 50 something tables, or I don't remember how many tables there were. And I had to scroll through like 4 pages just to find my table. And I was just like, the search function needs to be fixed, but whatever. They have more pressing issues. So
to be fair, isn't that because you have like 2 generic names, right? Like Smith
yeah.
and
And
Christopher.
Christopher. Yeah. Yeah. Very generic. Yes. Yes.
So when I search my last name, I just search for Kraft, and it's like, yep, you're the only one of those, dude. Here
well,
you are.
great. Yes. That's awesome.
So maybe just like change your name. That's probably the easiest thing to do.
They should just register me as UFS Dad, I guess. I guess that's probably the only way. They should.
You
really
could change your name in the system to like Chris Brodywan or something.
I could. Yeah, but I don't want to. I'm too lazy. I know. I'm old school. I don't even use Chris Smith anymore. I use Christopher. It's just because that's more official. So, other than that, yeah, I don't know. That was pretty much it. Shout outs to my top 16 opponent for capitalizing because we've been chit chatting since that match, and he's like, yeah, either like you draw one more attack, or if I don't block something, if he doesn't check running fives on his blocks, I win. So that's what he even said that. He's like, if I don't check running fives, I die. And then it's just like, if I don't make those 2 boneheaded errors, if I don't make that boneheaded error in game 2, I win. So it kind of sucks when you think that, but like I said earlier, you remember your bad beats more than your wins. So
yeah, I mean, it comes down to that sometimes. Like sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky. It is what it is. It's part of the game.
Oh yeah, it's part of the game, and that's what makes the game fun. And I think it's part of becoming a better player is your risk assessment, and you just figure out, well, it'd be nice if I could see in the future, because then I could have seen there was a Texas Smash underneath that resistance, and I would have been like, I'm not drawing that card at all.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well,
yeah, but I am playing All Might 3 forever, so yeah.
Until the end of time. I mean, 6:30 or 8:30, however you want
to look at it. He's an 8:30 boy.
Yeah, you can't beat that, even if he didn't do anything else. And surprise, he does other things. So you're all right.
I have no idea how that guy has 30 health. I have no idea, but
I have no idea how he hasn't won a provisional as an 8:30 essentially.
Yeah,
I don't get it. It's probably because he doesn't clear his card pool like every other character does. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, every character that wins has won so far, other than Kirishima, has cheated their card pool, cheated their checks. Right?
Kirishima also did it because coordinated.
Yeah, he did too. Yeah, coordinated effort. Yeah, so yeah, they cheated their card pool and they cheated their checks so far.
Yeah,
I remember correctly. So yeah. It's a weird world we live in. It just feels like air and chaos, or fire. I guess fire is the Tokiyami one that won. So
yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. That's going to be it for today, but be sure to check back tomorrow for a new video with me and Chris. Maybe rating something about Crimson Rampage. You'll have to check back tomorrow to see that. Later.